Okay, it's a very important one. So just write down the topic: acidity of phenols. Acidity of phenols. Okay, so we are going to learn lots of new things today. Okay, first, acidity of phenols. So I think in the last class we have discussed the fact that alcohols are acidic in nature. Okay, we have learned the fact that alcohols are acidic in nature. So before I move into this acidity of phenol, let me just discuss some ideas which were there in your class 11. Okay. Now suppose let us suppose that this HA, we consider it to be a weak acid. It's a weak acid. Okay. So it ionizes to give you H positive proton. Definition of acid is a compound which releases a proton in an aqueous solution. So the other part which is formed is A negative. Okay, and this A negative which is formed, okay, is known as what? What is the name of this anion? Yes, what is the name of this anion? What is it known as? Acid. After releasing a proton, the anionic part which is left is known as what? Yes, we all know that it is known as a conjugate base. It's known as a conjugate base. It's known as a conjugate base. Okay. So why am I teaching this again? Why are we learning this? Because there exists a relationship between the stability of conjugate base and the acidity of this acid. So how is it related? Okay. So greater the stability, greater. Okay. So let us just write in this way. Okay. The acidity is directly proportional to the stability of conjugate base. It is directly proportional to the stability of conjugate base. So remember this fact, it's going to be very, very, very important. Right? Okay, so the acidity of any weak acid, it is proportional to it's directly proportional to the stability of conjugate base. Means if the conjugate base is stable, the corresponding acid will be strong. And if the conjugate base is weak, okay, the corresponding, if the conjugate base is unstable, if it is unstable, the corresponding acid will be weak. Okay. So with this idea now we shall move forward. Okay. So now we are discussing the cause of acidity of phenol. And before again we move into this chapter, remember the order of acidity. Remember the order of acidity. So I'll teach you a shortcut method. So remember this fact: CPWA. Okay, so you can remember this CPWA. So what does this mean? What have we written? The order of acidity among different organic compound is the most acidic, of course, will be a carboxylic acid. The most acidic will be a carboxylic acids. Okay, followed by phenols. Followed by phenol. What does W stand for? W stands for, yes, water. W stands for water. The least acidic is here alcohol. So we know alcohols, we have already discussed this fact that alcohols, they behave as a weak acid. They are even weaker acid than water. Right? Okay, they are even weaker acid than water. Okay, so remember this fact, right? CPWA. Okay, so now we'll discuss the cause of acidity of phenol. Okay, cause of acidity of phenol. So next topic is going to be cause of acidity of phenols. Why are phenols acidic in nature? So we have learned two things out here. The acidity, yes, it is related to the stability of your conjugate base. Okay. Okay. Now, as far as the board levels are concerned, this particular topic would be important. Okay, because questions do tend to come from this topic. Okay, questions do tend to come from this topic. Okay. So let us see number one reason. Let us see number one reason. Okay, why phenols are acidic in nature. Now, if I draw the structure of phenol like this, So do you think there is any lone pair on oxygen atom? Is there any lone pair on oxygen atom? How will you come to know how many lone pairs are there? What was the concept? Yes, oxygen belongs to which group? Oxygen belongs to group 16. There are 6 electrons. Out of 6 electrons, it uses 2 electrons in forming a bond with hydrogen and carbon. So remaining there are 4 electrons. That means there are 2 lone pair of electrons. And now we see that the lone pair is a part of conjugated system. Okay. So what will happen out here? Resonance again. Again resonance will occur. Okay. So now there is going to be a delocalization of electrons. There is going to be a delocalization of electrons. Okay, so I'll just write down the resonating structures. By now you should be perfect, eh? Okay, by now you should be perfect. Okay, so how do we write down the resonating structure now? The CO bond, yes, it should have a double bond character like this, OH. Now, oxygen has only 5 electrons, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it acquires a positive charge out here. The lone pair comes out here. Okay, so just like chlorobenzene and all, I'm drawing the resonating structures. I'm just drawing the resonating structure. So again, this negative charge, we see it is a part of conjugated system. So again, resonance will occur out here. These 2 electrons will come out here. These 5 electrons will go out here. Okay, so in this way, I'm just going to complete the resonating structures. Eh? So here, this lone pair will come out here. Double bond, double bond, double bond O, H. This oxygen has a positive charge out here. Again, resonance will occur out here. This negative charge is a part of conjugated system. Again, resonance will occur like this. Okay, so this resonance will later be used to explain some properties of phenol as well. Right? So yes, I'll just stop the resonating structures out here. Okay. Now we see that in structures 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so phenol, okay, it is a combination of these resonating structures, right? So from the structures 2, 3, and 4, we see that there is a partial positive charge on oxygen atom. Listen carefully. From the resonating structures of phenol, we see that oxygen atom acquires a partial positive charge, but oxygen is electronegative. It has a tendency to attract electron towards itself. Fine. So electronegative elements. Okay, so those resonating structures where the positive charge resides on the electronegative oxygen atom are unstable. Okay, so what is the rule? So those resonating structures where the positive charge resides on electronegative elements, they are unstable. So these resonating structures are quite unstable because oxygen atom being electronegative, it should have a negative charge, but it has a positive charge of it. So these resonating structures are unstable. Okay, so what it does is, what we can say is, so now we know that if we consider the resonating structures of phenol, this oxygen atom acquires a positive charge like this, right? Now, how can it get rid of the positive charge? Yes, any one of you, how can it get rid of the positive charge? If it is able to pull these 2 electrons towards itself. There are 2 electrons out here. If it pulls these 2 electrons towards itself, then this positive charge will get neutralized. Okay, that means to neutralize the positive charges in oxygen, it releases a proton, fine, and a conjugate base phenoxide ion is formed. Okay, so what is this conjugate base known as? It is known as a phenoxide ion. It is known as a phenoxide. So yes, what is the cause of acidity? So what are you going to write down? So we are going to write down due to resonance. Okay, due to resonance, the oxygen atom acquires a positive charge, which facilitates the release of a proton. Okay, so yes, we can just write down this reason. So due to resonance, okay, so there is a positive charge. There is a positive charge where on electronegativity. negative. There is a positive charge on electronegative oxygen atom. Okay, there is a positive charge on this oxygen atom, okay, which facilitates the release of a proton, which facilitates the release of a proton. Okay, so this is the number one explanation. So got it. So how did we explain why phenol actually releases a proton? What is the explanation now? So we explain from the resonance. So due to resonance, this oxygen acquires a positive charge, as can be seen from the resonating structure. To neutralize the positive charge out, yes, actually there is a positive charge on this oxygen, as evident from the resonating structure. So to neutralize this positive charge, what does this oxygen do? It will pull these two electrons towards itself. Okay, thereby releasing a proton, and the substances which releases a proton are known as your acid. Okay, so this is number one explanation. So is it clear? What is the conjugate base of phenol? Phenol acts as an acid, proton release by the anionic part is known as the phenoxide ion. Okay. So second explanation, again, let me draw the resonating structures of phenoxide ion. So here we see the negative charge is again a part of conjugated system. So just like phenol, okay, phenoxide ion is also stabilized by resonance. So let us see. So resonance will occur out here. Just like phenol, phenoxide ion is also resonance stabilized. So double bond. Okay, so these two electrons are going to come out here. Fine. Now these electrons will go out here. These two electrons will go out here like this. So please practice how to draw the resonating structures. Okay. So resonance means there is just a delocalization of electrons. There is just a transfer of electrons from one atom to another atom, like this. These two electrons will come out here. These electrons will go out here like this. Now, please answer me some questions out here. Okay, just answer me some questions now. What is the major difference you see in the resonating structures of phenol and phenoxide ion? Phenol is also very stable because it is stabilized by resonance. Phenoxide ion is also stable because again it is stabilized by resonance. But what is the major difference you see in the resonating structures of phenol and phenoxide ion? Yes, who can identify this? What is the major difference? Yes.
There is no negative charge now on the oxygen atom.
There is no negative charge on the oxygen atom. लेकिन negative charge होने से तो अच्छा है. If the negative charge
Positive
resides
charge.
on, yes, there is no post. Oh, very good. You have identified this thing. Eh? So in the resonating structures of phenol, there is a separation of unlike charges. Yes, positive and negative charges are separated like this. Positive and negative charges are separated. But do you see any separation of unlike charges in phenoxide ion? No, there is only delocalization of negative charge, and it is a rule. It is a rule of resonance. Okay, it is a rule that, okay, it is a rule that you should remember this. It will be very helpful in your entrance exam as well. You should remember that. Okay, you should always remember that. So those resonating structures, okay, where unlike charges are separated, okay, are less stable than those resonating structures RS. Okay, so those resonating structures where unlike charges are separated are less stable than those resonating structures where, okay, only like charges are delocalized, right? Okay, so from resonance, what we come to know? From resonance, we know that, okay, so those resonating structures where unlike charges are separated are likely to be less stable than those resonating structures where like charges are separated, okay, because in order to separate unlike charges, some energy is required. Unlike charges, they attract each other. So in order to separate these unlike charges, some energy is required. That makes this less stable. Okay, now let us come to the conclusion now. Okay, so phenol and phenol-oxide ion both are stabilized by resonance, but which is more stable? But which is more stable out of phenol and phenol-oxide ion? Both are
Phenoxide.
stabilized by resonance, but which is more stable?
Phenoxide.
Phenol-oxide ion is more stable. Why? Because it involves the separation of only negative charges, whereas in phenol, unlike charges are separated. So this makes phenol-oxide ion more stable than a phenol. So number two explanation, okay, number two explanation. So how are you going to write it down? So I'm just going to erase this. So number two explanation, so let us explain this fact, try to explain this fact. Let us try to explain this factor. So how are you going to explain here? Number two, so both phenol and phenoxide, both phenol and phenoxide ion are resonance stabilized, right? Are resonance stabilized. Both are stabilized by resonance. Are resonance stabilized, okay? So, but resonating structures of phenol, so we are going to write down the same point, are less stable. Why? Due to separation of what? But resonating structures of phenol are less stable due to separation of what? Due to separation of unlike charges, right? Okay, and yes, we can also add that in the resonating structures of phenol, there is a positive charge on oxygen atom. So that makes the resonating structures of phenol less stable, right? So but the resonating structures of phenol are less stable due to separation of unlike charges as compared to phenoxide ion, okay, where only negative charges are delocalized, right? Are delocalized. That means, what is the conclusion now? This phenol is less stable, okay, whereas this phenoxide ion which is formed is more stable. So let us come to the first point we have discussed, right? So since the conjugate base is more stable, the corresponding acid will be more acidic, right? So due to greater stability of phenoxide ion, phenol is acidic in nature. Okay, as phenoxide ion is more stable as compared to phenol, as phenoxide ion is more stable as compared to phenol, since the conjugate base is more stable, the corresponding acid phenol will be acidic in nature. So this is the explanation. So we have explained everything now, okay? So this at last in the conclusion you can write down, due to greater stability of phenoxide ion, due to greater stability of phenoxide ion as compared to phenol, due to greater stability of phenoxide ion as compared to phenol, okay, phenol is acidic in nature. Phenol is acidic in nature. So this is the reason why, the fact that why phenol is more acidic, because the corresponding phenoxide ion is resonance stabilized and it is very stable, okay? But again, if it comes, if you're asked to compare the acidity of phenol and alcohol, then so let us see, alcohols are also acidic in nature. It will ionize, yes, as we have learned a lot, it will ionize to give you an alkoxide ion and a proton like this, right? It will ionize to give you an alkoxide ion and a proton. But do you think this is stabilized by resonance? What about phenoxide ion? Is it resonance stabilized? No. So there is no delocalization of charges out here. Okay, so these alkoxide ion is not stabilized by resonance. So no resonance stabilization. There is no resonance stabilization of alkoxide ion. Okay, so since the conjugate base of alcohol is not stable, alcohols behave as a weak acid. Okay, since the conjugate base of phenols are very stable, phenol behaves as a strong acid. Since the conjugate base of alcohols are not stabilized, they are not stabilized by resonance, so the corresponding acid alcohol, they behave as a weak acid. Okay, so why alcohols are weaker acid than phenols? Explanation why alcohols are weaker acid than phenols. What is going to be answer? The conjugate base of alcohols, alkoxide ion, are not stabilized by resonance, whereas the conjugate base of phenoxide ion is stabilized by resonance. And if the conjugate base is stable, the corresponding acid will be strong. Okay, so there is a weak conjugate base. So there is an unstable conjugate base, so the corresponding acid is weak. Got it? So there is high probability that yes, questions might come from this particular topic. Okay, there is a high probability that questions might come from this particular. So let us see now. So we have phenol. So remember, electron withdrawing groups such as NO2 group, such as a CO group, such as a CHO group. Okay, electron withdrawing groups increases the acidity of phenol. So we have discussed this in the alcohol topic as well. So electron withdrawing group, they always increase the acidity. And in case of phenol, remember, the effect is more pronounced. The effect is more pronounced. The effect is more pronounced when the substituents are in which position? Ortho and para position as compared to meta position. So if we have electron withdrawing groups, then it will enhance the acidity of phenol. Okay, and moreover, if these electron withdrawing groups, if the electron withdrawing groups are present in the ortho and para position, it will have more effect. If the electron withdrawing groups are present in the ortho and para position, that is going to have more effect. Okay, so we have we know the examples of electron withdrawing groups. A very classical example of this EWG is here nitro group. And on the other hand, contrary to this, okay, on the other hand, so electron donating groups. So yes, can anyone give me an example of this electron donating group? Yes, anyone, please. Can you give me an example of an electron donating group?
Methyl group.
Not only methyl, all the alkyl groups. Sorry, all the alkyl groups. Very good. Okay. So electron donating group here decreases the acidity of phenol. It decreases the acidity of phenol. So yes, now these two concepts will be carried forward in a carboxylic acid chapter as well. So if a compound, if an organic compound or if an aromatic compound behaves as an acid, then the substituents will have an effect on the acidity. So remember, electron withdrawing groups tend to increase the acidity, okay, and the effect will be more pronounced when these groups are present in the ortho and para position. I'll explain why. Whereas electron donating groups tend to decrease the acidity. Okay, and I think I have discussed in your class that okay, acidity is measured by a acid dissociation constant. Have I discussed it? Acidity is directly proportional to Ka values. Yes, I have discussed it. Acidity is inversely proportional to your pKa values. So what are the types of questions which we can expect from this particular topic? Okay, let us discuss the type of questions. So just write down one question out here. Write down one question out here. So arrange the following in decreasing order of Ka values. Okay, arrange the following in decreasing order of Ka values. Means what are we supposed to arrange in? What is Ka related to? How is Ka related to acidity? Directly proportional. So we are supposed to arrange this in order of decreasing acidity. So what are the compounds? Let me write down the compounds. So number one compound is here propan 1-ol. Okay, so number two compound I'll give you is here. Number two compound is say 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. Second compound. Third compound is 3,5 dinitrophenol. Number 4 is here 4-methylphenol. Number 5 it will be just a phenol. And number 6 would be 3-methylphenol. Okay, so you have to arrange this in order of decreasing acidity. So first of all, let us start with the structures. Let us draw the structures. Okay, so number one is propan 1-ol CH3 CH2 CH2 OH. Number one would be a propan 1-ol. So number two, I'm going to draw the structure of this 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. So first I'll draw phenol. Okay, number two position is this. Number 4 position is this. Number 6 position is this. So this is 2,4,6 trinitrophenol, commonly known as a picric acid. We'll discuss it later on. So number 3 would be 3,5 dinitrophenol. So this is phenol. Okay, so number 3 position is this. There is a nitro group out here. There is a number 5 position, another nitro group out here. Number 4, yes, I've drawn 4-methylphenol out here. So this is 4 position, and if I draw phenol out here, this would be 4-methylphenol. Okay, so number 5 would be just phenol. Number 5 would be just phenol out here. And number 6 would be 3, sorry, not 3-methyl. Okay, so you mark this as 3-nitrophenol. 3-nitrophenol, not 3-methylphenol, 3-nitrophenol. Okay. Fine. So these are the structures of the 6 compounds given. These are the structures of the 6 compounds. Okay. So what is the concept we know? We have the concept that what is the order of acidity? We know what is the order of acidity? CPWA. Yes. C greater than P greater than W greater than A. What does C stand for? Carboxylic acid. I think there are no carboxylic acid out here. Phenol greater than water greater than alcohol. So alcohol is the least acidic. Okay? So which would be the least acidic among these 6? Which is the least acidic compound? Which is the least acidic compound among these 6?
First one.
First one. Why? Very good. Because it is an alcohol. Alcohols are the weakest acid. Which is the strongest acid? Yes, very good. Which is the strongest acid?
Second one.
Huh?
Press the second one.
Second one. Excellent. Excellent. Why? Because there are three electron withdrawing groups. So there are three electron groups. And the electron withdrawing groups tend to increase the acidity. So as the number of electron withdrawing group increases, the acidity will also definitely increase. So most acidic, number one acidic would be this, number one. Number two, this is most acidic, followed by, chalo, same thing, followed by
Number 3.
number three. Yes, because there are two electron withdrawing groups now. This is second one, third one.
Number 6.
Number 6, again there is an electron withdrawing group. Very good, excellent. Then followed by
Number 5.
number 5. Yes. Now if I compare the acidity of phenol and 4-methylphenol, this methyl group is an electron donating group. It will decrease the acidity. Right? This is less acidic than phenol because of the presence of electron donating group. So number 4 would be just phenol. Number 5 would be 4-methylphenol, and number 6 would be this alcohol. Eh? So yes, we can arrange this in order of decreasing acidity. So most acidic would be 2. Most acidic would be 2. Okay, followed by number 3, followed by number 6, followed by number 5, followed by number 4, followed by number 1. So yes, these are typical board level questions. Okay, so just you need to have a concept about this. Right? So electron withdrawing groups tend to increase the acidity, whereas electron donating groups tend to decrease the acidity. Okay, so I think it's understood. So any questions from this particular topic? Any questions? Yes, any question from this particular topic? Please let me know. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, then now what you do is you compare the acidity between this. Okay, इसको भी रख लो, इसको भी रख लो. Okay, you compare the acidity among these 4. Now you label this as 1, 2, 3, 4. You label this as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let us label this as 1, 2, 3, 4. Eh? Let us now label this as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let us label this as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yes, now let us discuss again. So in 1 and 4 we have electron withdrawing groups. So in between 1 and 4, which one would be more acidic and why?
4.
4. Why?
Because the nitro group is in the para position.
Excellent, excellent. Because we know the fact that the effect of substituent is more pronounced in the para and ortho position. So this electron withdrawing group is present in the para position. So इसका electron withdrawing effect para and ortho position में ज़्यादा होगा, meta position में कम होगा. Okay, so both NO2 group are present, fine. But ये जो NO2 group है, इसका effect और pronounced कहाँ पर होगा when it's present in the ortho and para position. So very good. Okay, now it seems you guys have understood it. So 4 will be most acidic, followed by
1.
1. Very good, very good. Followed by
2.
2. And finally, yeah, kitna? 3 na? Finally 3. So yes, this is a very simple concept. Just one line you should remember. The effect is more pronounced when the substituents are in the ortho and para position. So NEET level में भी ये ऐसा question एक ना एक आता ही है. Okay, so in your NEET, one question from this particular segment is assured. One question, so there we need to discuss some more points. But yes, one question from this particular topic. Eh? Okay. Now you must be wondering, sir ने तो बोल दिया why the substituents have more effect on the ortho and para position as compared to meta position. So let us see the reason why. Okay, because we have some questions which have come in the past year. Okay. So yes, I'm going very slowly so that you can understand this particular topic. Okay. Now let me discuss this orthonitrophenol, 2-nitrophenol. So we know it's very much acidic electron withdrawing group. So what it does is, yes, it will lose a proton to form orthonitrophenol ion like this plus H positive. So this is orthonitrophenol ion. This is your orthonitrophenol ion. Okay. Now we are trying to explain why the effect of nitro group is more in the ortho position. So let us see. Now again we know the fact that this is a conjugate base. If the conjugate base is stable, then the corresponding acid will be more acidic in nature. Okay, so this is your ortho nitrophenoxide ion. Okay, so let us see why this presence of NO2 group makes this orthonitrophenol more acidic. Okay, so let us try to explain this from the stability of this conjugate bases. So again, I am going to draw some resonating structure. So look very carefully. So there is a phenoxide ion and nitro group. Yes, it can be written in this way: NO, O negative. These are the formal charges. These are the formal charges. Okay, so yes, now this lone pair is a part of conjugated system. It's conjugated in this way. A lone pair, single bond, not in this way. So resonance will occur in this direction. Lone pair, single bond, double bond. So these two electrons will come out here. These electrons will jump out here. Fine. So double bond. So the negative charge is coming at this ortho position. Now, yes, it's very clear why the presence of NO2 group makes this more acidic, because now this negative charge is stabilized by resonance, this nitro group. This negative charge is again a part of conjugated system. So what is happening out here? Yes, this negative charge will be delocalized. Okay, this will be neutralized because this negative charge will be pulled by NO2 group through resonance. Okay, so due to resonance, there is a stabilization of negative charge in ortho position. How does it become stable? Because this NO2 group is pulling this negative charge towards itself, thereby neutralizing the positive charge out here. So the presence of NO2 group at ortho position helps to neutralize this negative charge or helps to stabilize this carbon ion. Okay, so the NO2 group, what it does, it neutralizes the negative charge through resonance, thereby making this more stable. So yes, this is more stable. Now we know this phenoxide ion is more stable when the NO2 group is in the ortho position. Since this is more stable, this will be more acidic in nature. Now similarly, if NO2 group is in the para position, again the negative charge we know, negative charge in the ortho and para position similarly. But have you seen any negative charges in the meta position? Therefore, the resonating structures of phenoxide ion. Go through, turn the pages, go through the resonating structures of phenoxide ion. कहाँ पर दिखाई दे रहा है negative charges? So tell me. Yes, go through the resonating structures of phenoxide ion. Where can you see the negative charges? कौन सा position में negative charges है?
Ortho and para.
Do you see any negative charge on meta position out there?
No.
No. So whether NO2 group is in the meta position, it makes no difference because there is no negative charge out here. Since the negative charge is in the ortho and para position, the presence of electron withdrawing groups in ortho and para position helps to stabilize the phenoxide ion, thereby increasing the acidity like this. Okay, now we know everything about the acidity of phenol. Why presence of electron withdrawing group at ortho and para position Okay, makes it more acidic. So obviously, if there is a NO2 group out here, NO2 group out here, NO2 group out here, then the negative charge is stabilized to a great extent. Okay, that makes this really acidic in nature. Okay, fine. So chalo, so this is all about your acidity of phenol. This is all about your acidity of phenol. Okay, carefully. Okay, just pay attention. Listen very carefully. Okay. Okay, fine. I'm going to teach you the same thing now. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to write down the same thing. Yes, we have a carboxylic acid. Whenever we have a COH group and an alcohol group, okay, whenever you see these two functional groups in presence of a mineral acid H positive, okay, क्या चीज का elimination होगा? What will get eliminated? What will get eliminated? Yes, water is going to get eliminated. Water is going to get eliminated. Okay, and we don't need to remember the structure. Just structure क्या होगा? बाकी segment को जोड़ दो like this. Ester. So this is your esterification reaction. Okay. Now, so not only carboxylic acids, but acid derivatives, right? So have you heard of this term acid derivative before? Have you heard of this term acid derivative? What do you think are acid derivatives? Those compounds which are derived from acid derivatives. Okay. Okay, so I'll just start with a simple concept. So you should be knowing this. I expect you guys to know this. You remove water from sulfuric acid, what is the remaining part? एक water molecule remove कर दो sulfuric acid से. What do you get after you remove water? यहाँ से H2O remove कर दो. What do you get?
SO3.
SO3. What is this known as? What is this known as? What is this? What are these known as?
Sulfur
After you,
trioxide.
okay, no. Okay, fine. Sulfur trioxide. So if we get a compound by removing water, it is known as an anhydride. What is it known as? Anhydride means without water. So SO3 is an anhydride of sulfuric acid. SO3 is an anhydride of sulfuric acid. Got it? Anhydride means the compound obtained on removing water molecule. Now, you remove water from carboxylic acid. Is it possible to remove water from here? Can you remove water H2O? Can you? Yes or no? Can you remove water from carboxylic acid?
No.
H2O remove कर पाओगे? No. Why?
The atoms aren't freely bound.
Because there is only one hydrogen atom. H2O remove करना चाहिए. So I'll draw one more carboxylic acid. I'll draw one more carboxylic in this way. Is it possible to remove water? H2O remove कर पाओगे? Yes. तुम लोग बोलेंगे हाँ सर आराम से remove कर पाएंगे हम लोग. चलो remove कर दिया मैंने water. So after removing water, what is formed? RCOOCOR. So how is this compound obtained? This compound is obtained when water is removed from carboxylic acid. So what is this compound known as? Yes, now tell me, what is this compound known as? After removing water, what do you get? SO3, acid anhydride. So this is the anhydride of carboxylic acid. So these category of compounds are known as your acid anhydride. Right? These are known as your acid anhydride. These are known as your acid anhydride. R, C, double bond O, single bond O, C double bond O, R. Okay, this class of compounds known as your acid anhydride. Okay, so we have learned a new compound today, acid anhydride. So these are, why is it known as acid derivative? Because it is derived from acid. Fine. So not only carboxylic acids, but acid anhydrides. When acid anhydride reacts with alcohol or OH group like this, in presence of a mineral acid, Now, here the water is removed, H2O. Here, what do you think will get removed? Is it possible that water molecule will be lost out here? Is it possible for a water molecule to be lost from here? No, क्योंकि यहाँ तो H है ही नहीं. So, whenever there is a reaction with acid and hydride, remember one of the product is always going to be carboxylic acid, RCOOH. One of the product is always going to be carboxylic acid, RCOOH. What is the remaining part? What is the remaining part now? Yes, what is the remaining part after you remove carboxylic acid? What is the part which remains? Tell me. What is the remaining part? Yes, tell me. क्या क्या है? ये तो remove. These are removed as carboxylic acid, OH. What is the part which is left then? R, C double bond O, R dash. Again, esters are formed. So esters are formed when carboxylic acid reacts with alcohol, or when acid and hydride reacts with alcohol. When acid and hydride reacts with alcohol. So this is the second esterification reaction which we came to know today itself. Okay. So not only this, but these class of compounds. What is this class of compounds known as? ये तो मालूम होना चाहिए पक्का. Yes, what are these class of compounds known as? These class of compounds are known as acid chloride. Acid chloride. Okay, they are derived by replacement of OH by Cl. So when acid chloride, again it reacts with alcohol like this. When acid chloride reacts with alcohol, what do you think will get eliminated? Chalo, ab guess karo. Make a wild guess. What do you think will get eliminated? Chalo, make a wild guess. What do you think will get eliminated?
HCl.
HCl. बस हो गया. HCl देखो तो कितना easy है chemistry. HCl. Which compound is formed then? Which compound is formed? क्या form हो रहा है? Again, R, C double bond O, R dash. Again, esters are formed. So these classes of reactions are known as a esterification reaction. So esters are formed when carboxylic acids, okay, when carboxylic acids reacts with alcohol, when acid anhydride reacts with alcohol, or when acid chloride reacts with alcohol. Okay, so you should remember this. Again, this will be repeated in carboxylic acid chapter. Right? It's not yet over. दो chapter में details से discuss किया है. So, and I told you the fact that whenever you see an acid anhydride, one product is always going to be carboxylic acid. एक product हमेशा carboxylic acid ही होगा. Okay. Now let us apply this. Okay. Now you guys have become perfect. Now please predict the product and predict the IUPAC name as well. Okay. Now, what happens when phenol? What happens when phenol reacts with acetyl chloride? So I'm going to write it in such a way that the functional group faces each other, right? CH3COCl. Again, the reaction is reversible, H positive. Acetyl chloride. It's known as a acetyl chloride. Take your time, think and give me the answer. What will happen? अभी किया था हम लोग ने acid derivatives reacts with OH group, alcoholic OH या phenolic OH. It reacts with both alcoholic as well as phenolic OH. What do you think will be formed? क्या eliminate होगा?
HCl.
अभी तो डिस्कस किया था, अभी तो ड्रॉ किया था हमने. HCl एलिमेंट होगा. So yes, what is the product form? We have C6H5 OCOCH. Esters are formed. What is the name of this ester? What do you think is the name of the ester? Chalo. Who can give me the name of this ester? I have taught you how to name an ester. Fine. What is the name of this fragment? CH3CO. What is it known as? Yes, tell me. What is this known as? CH3COO. कौन सा एसिड का एनायन है ये? ये सब भूलोगे तो
Acetate.
acetate, acetic acid का एनायन है acetate. To the acetate, phenyl group is attached to acetate part, so it is known as, what is the name of this compound? It's known as here phenyl acetate. It is known as a phenyl acetate. It is known as a phenyl acetate. Simple as this. It's known as a phenyl acetate. Okay. ये सब रट के नहीं होगा. Okay, it's not possible to memorize this. And the best part is these questions are from your previous board exam level. Fine. So this compound is known as a benzoyl chloride. It's known as a benzoyl chloride. Okay, it's known as a benzoyl chloride. It's acetyl chloride. It's known as a benzoyl chloride. And yes, this reaction has a name. It's known as a Schotten, SCHOTTEN, Schotten Baumann reaction. You just know the name. Although short notes are not going to come because it is not mentioned in NCERT, but remember the name. It's known as a Schotten Baumann reaction. Reaction of phenol with benzoyl chloride. And here, instead of H positive, your OH negative ion is used. Actually, NaOH is used. Now, what will get eliminated again? What will get eliminated?
HCl.
HCl. देखो तो, as easy as this. Now you don't need to memorize the structure. क्यों रटोगे? अब तो structure बना ही लोगे तुम लोग. Structure बना ही लोगे. C6H5 ना? चलो. Who can give me the name of the product? Who can give me the name of the product?
Phenyl benzoate.
Very good, very good, very good. This is the anion of benzoic acid, C6H5CO. Benzoate, very good. Phenyl group attached. So it's known as a phenyl benzoate. It's known as a phenyl benzoate. Excellent. बस ऐसा नाम करना चाहिए. देखो ना anion, acetate, phenyl, phenyl acetate, benzoate, phenyl, phenyl benzoate. बस. Okay, so these are the esterification reactions of your phenol. So let us conclude this topic. Again, let us conclude this topic. So what happens when phenol is treated with acetic anhydride? Why acetic anhydride? Because this anhydride is derived from acetic acid. Okay, so what is the name of this anhydride? देखो syllabus में एक ही है तुम्हारा acetic anhydride ही आएगा हमेशा. Okay, इसका नाम है तुम्हारा acetic anhydride. So what will get eliminated in the first case? What will get eliminated? I told you, whenever acetic anhydride is one of the reactant, whenever acid anhydride is one of the reactant, एक product हमेशा acid होगा. कैसे बनेगा acid? CH3COO, it will combine with this H, CH3COH चला जाएगा. Okay, so what will remain out here? What will remain out here? Yes, again an ester is formed. Plus we have CH3COOH. Again phenyl acetate is formed. So these are the esterification reactions of phenol. Okay, so phenol, it reacts with acid chloride to form an ester. It reacts with acid anhydride to form an ester. Got it? So these needs to be remembered. Please don't forget this. If you trust me, if you don't remember these three particular questions, then you will be leaving 2-3 marks in your board level. Trust me, it's that important. It's that important, esterification reaction. Chalo, okay. So instead of phenol, if we have carboxylic acid, वो तो किया ही था, carboxylic acid and alcohol वो सब किया ही था. Just here, instead of alcoholic OH, here difference is that we have phenolic OH. So phenolic OH undergoes esterification with acid chloride and acid anhydride. Okay. Now, so why do you think this question is so important now? Why am I telling that if you don't remember this, you will be missing 5 to 6 marks? Why? Because yes, here's a particular segment of phenol, some special reactions of phenol. Okay, so trust me. So one question has to be based upon this topic. Okay, so you'll all see this almost in your consecutive years or your alternate years. This particular topic which you are going to learn today. चलो ठीक है, कोई ऑप्शन भी नहीं है अभी. ओके चलो एस्टेरिफिकेशन पढ़ लिया हम लोग ने. जस्ट याद करना फिनॉल एस्टेरिफिकेशन क्या क्या जाता है. एसिड क्लोराइड HCl एलिमिनेट होगा, एसिड एनहाइड्राइड कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड एलिमिनेट होगा एंड दोनों ही हमारा एस्टर बनेगा. ओके तो ये रिएक्शन क्यों इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्यों इतना एम्फेसिस दे रहे हैं हम लोग? बिकॉज नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी some special reactions of phenol. Some special reactions. So I'm going to write in this way. So these reactions are obviously special reactions of phenol. Okay, some special reactions of phenol. And it's very, 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 very important. So two types of questions. Write short notes. Or here long question answers. So compound A reacts with B to form C, that type. You predict the product, whatever it might come in anyway. So number one reaction is here very, very, very famous reaction known as your Coles reaction. Coles reaction. It's known as your Coles reaction. It's known as a Coles reaction. Okay. Achha, so what is Coles reaction? Now we have learned that phenol is acidic in nature, right? Phenol is acidic in nature, and this OH ka hydrogen is acidic hydrogen. Okay. So now what happens when phenol is treated with a base? What happens? Phenol is acidic in nature. We are reacting it with a base. What do you think will happen? What happens when phenol is treated with anyways? Acid and base will react to form what? Salt and water. Okay, so what is the salt out here? So O Na positive. It's known as your sodium phenoxide, right? It's known as your sodium phenoxide, and water is eliminated out here. It's known as your sodium phenoxide. Okay, when sodium salt of phenol, we say when sodium salt of phenol means sodium phenoxide. Right? Sodium salt of phenol. This is the salt of phenol. Kiska salt? Sodium ka salt. Okay. Now, these on treatment with number one, carbon dioxide, followed by acidification. Carbon dioxide will be sometimes known as dry ice as well. Right? It will be sometimes known as dry ice. It will be sometimes known as dry ice. Okay. So here I have written carbon dioxide and H positive in the same state. So it will form a compound like this. It will form a compound like this. Okay, 2-hydroxybenzoic acid, and this compound is commonly very important compound. It is known as a salicylic acid. It's known as a salicylic acid. Don't log off. Hey, this topic is going to be really important. Okay. So what is formed here? Salicylic acid is formed when sodium salt of phenol on reaction with carbon dioxide followed by acidification forms a compound salicylic acid, and the reaction is known as your Coles reaction, and the reaction is known as a Coles reaction. Now, why is this compound so important? Okay, why is this compound so important? Because this salicylic acid, it reacts with a number of other compounds. And now see, the concept we have discussed just now will be utilized out here. The concept we have discussed just now. So we have salicylic acid. We have salicylic acid like this. Okay, we have salicylic acid. What happens when this is treated with acetic anhydride? What happens when salicylic acid reacts with acetic anhydride? Now this can also be written as CH3CO. How many CH3CO groups are there? 2. CH3CO, CH3CO. It can be written as whole 2 OI. Don't get confused, right? It means the same, right? So now take your time, give me the product. What do you think will happen? Just tell me this. What do you think will happen? Relate it with the esterification reaction of phenol. We have learned that phenol undergoes esterification with acid anhydride, acid chloride. So yes, what do you think will happen out here? What do you think will happen out here? Go through the esterification reaction of phenol. What happens when phenol is treated with acid anhydride? चलो चलो बताओ, अभी तो बता रहे थे तुम लोग.
Acetic acid will be eliminated.
Yes. Here we have phenolic OH. We know whenever we have a phenolic OH reacts with acid anhydride. So यहाँ पर acetic acid eliminate होगा, CH3COH eliminate होगा. This part will be eliminated. So what do you get out here? What do you get out here? Yes, very good, excellent. What do you get out here? O, CO, CH3, OCO, CH3, COOH. This is known as a 2-acetoxy-benzoic acid. It's a 2-acetoxy-benzoic acid. And why is this compound so important? Because the common name of this compound is aspirin. Have you heard of this compound? Have you heard of this compound, aspirin? क्या है ये aspirin? What is this aspirin? सुनना होगा, obviously all of you have heard of this compound. क्या है aspirin? सुना नहीं कभी aspirin? Yes, Anishka, बोलो तो what is this aspirin? You have heard of this compound, definitely. Don't tell me you have not heard of it, right? What is aspirin? Okay, चलो सुना नहीं. Let us assume तुम लोग ने सुना नहीं. So this aspirin is a medicine. It is used as an analgesic. Analgesic means pain reliever. Analgesic means pain reliever, like this. So this type of questions might come. Predict the product. Phenol, NaOH, phenoxide ion, Coles reaction, CO2H positive, salicylic acid. Salicylic acid, acid anhydride. What do we get? We get an aspirin, 2-acetoxy-benzoic acid. And this aspirin is used as an analgesic. It is used as an analgesic. Okay. So I'll just conclude today's class with one more reaction. Okay, so now we know this salicylic acid is really important क्योंकि salicylic acid से देखो important compound बन रहा है. Now whoever can do this, okay, they have understood today's class. Hey, what happens? This is treated with, so I'm going to write in this way. Chalo, methyl alcohol in presence of an acid. Chalo, what do you think will happen out here? What happens when salicylic acid reacts with methyl alcohol? Yes, what happens when salicylic acid reacts with methyl alcohol? कौन सा रिएक्शन है? कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड ग्रुप भी है, अल्कोहलिक ग्रुप भी है. What will they form? What will get eliminated? What will they form?
Water will be eliminated.
Yes, water. ये तो simple case of esterification है. Whenever a carboxylic acid reacts with an alcohol, whenever a carboxylic acid functional group reacts with an alcohol, water is going to get eliminated and an ester will be formed. So ester बनाओ, आपको देखो ester बनाओ. COOCH3. Who can give me the name of this product? So what is the name of this anion? चलो इसका नाम बताओ मुझे. What is the name of this anion? What is the name of this anion? किसका कौन सा एसिड का anion है ये? Salicylic H positive remove. So what is this ये? Salicylate. Salicylate. It's known as a salicylate. Now we have COO and ये salicylate के साथ क्या जुड़ा है यहाँ पर? यहाँ पर methyl group जुड़ा हुआ है. Plus water is eliminated. Even if you don't write water, it's fine. So what is the name of this compound? We have a salicylate ion. Salicylate के साथ methyl जुड़ा हुआ है. So this compound will be known as a methyl salicylate. Okay. Again, what is so important about this? This methyl salicylate, it has a peculiar smell of iodex. It has a peculiar smell of iodex. This compound is also known as your oil of wintergreen. Oil of wintergreen. Okay. So methyl salicylate, it has a smell of iodex. It has a smell of iodex. So in fact, if तुम्हारा घर में अगर पेन रिलीवर है, कोई भी iodex, balm, कुछ भी हो, that peculiar smell of balm, iodex, okay, move, whatever, it is due to one of the component will be methyl salicylate, and that peculiar smell is due to the presence of this methyl salicylate. So why is Cole's reaction important now? Importance पता चल रहा है. क्योंकि Cole's reaction से we get salicylic acid, and via salicylic acid we get industrially important compounds such as aspirin, such as methyl salicylate and so on. And यहाँ पर concept of esterification is used. यहाँ पर we have used the concept of esterification. So for those whose concept about esterification is clear, you don't have to memorize anything. यहाँ पर phenolic OH, acid anhydride, carboxylic element होगा, product बन जाएगा. यहाँ पर alcohol, कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड, एस्टरिफिकेशन, वाटर रिमूव होगा, एस्टर बन जाएगा बस. ठीक है, फाइन.